Hey everyone, I haven't made a video in a while, and that's because in the past week or so, I was at two conferences, like two big events. One of them was the Nifty conference that was based on video games and the creation of non-fungible tokens, NFTs, hence the name Nifty Conference. And the second conference being the Hybrid Summit. Now, you might be wondering, what's the point of going to all these conferences? I mean, what do you yield from them? What do you see there? Well, the answer to that would be to meet people, to meet other like-minded folks talking about cryptocurrencies and seeing what projects are being developed. Obviously, a lot of the projects I kind of don't like, but that being said, there are maybe one or two piles of gold in this whole grandeur of loads of ICOs coming up that I feel is worthwhile to talk about, and I might talk about that soon. But I do want to kind of touch on the other issue, which is our aversion to ICOs right now. So you see, it's kind of an interesting space because ICOs are the new projects coming forth. So they're new projects raising a lot of money. Still, even though we kind of know that the 100 million days are over, now 15, 20 million, maybe even 25 million, that's still possible to raise in this space. And a lot of people feel like that this is still a scammy situation, but I feel that it's the kind of different as well, because at the end of the day, I think one key message that's stuck on my mind that is quite core was my interview with Phil Diffie, and we touched upon the fact that it took a lot of people to bring cryptography to the world. So he is the father of modern cryptography, and for him, he invented the Diffie-Hellman exchange, and for him, he saw the kind of blossoming of cryptography explode, and for it to be included even in casual services like HTTPS. But the amount of hustle that was needed, the amount of people just trying to push away business guys, conferences, that was the key, because that is the key to pushing this tech forward. A lot of people feel like maybe a website is good enough to get a product sold, but that's not the case. If you want to engage in people, engage in governments, engage in big companies, Fortune 500 companies, you need to get hustlers there, person to person, business to business, talking and getting that integration done. What I'm observing is the hustle in progress. It gets a little bit dark sometimes. Like, it gets really, really dark because you just see that there's so much money floating in the space and there's so much room for greed. But at the same time, it's kind of part of humanity. It's what we do as humans to connect to each other and to take a little bit of profit on the side to move tech forward. So from these two conferences, I can see the hustle being made. I can also see a little bit of an exhaustion for too much ICOs. That's what I feel personally, just seeing every project, instead of trying to build something, thinking about how to raise, and just going through that raising game is really crazy. There's just so many steps and so many asses you have to kick. Well, kiss, not kick. Another side product of this hustle is that crypto is getting harder and harder. The hustle game is hard because there's so many players involved. So what we see now is that the easy money, those 100x's, those are going to disappear as the number of people who are researching, developing, and even talking about projects increases. So what we see is that those kind of rare gems that are like 1 in a trillion, those are going to be harder and harder to find. And even if they are gems, there's going to be kind of a process to kind of brush them up before they hit the markets. And that's why I feel like right now, if you're in the ICO game or if you're in this crypto space in general, there's going to be a lot more competition, and as a result, the insane profit margins we'll be noticing is going to dwindle. But that being said, that's a healthy growth, because before there was just way too much money involved. The fact is, any project could raise $1 billion on almost no product. But here, what we see is that gradually that's going to be less and less money raised and more functions. So I do see that the hustle is an inevitable part of the process, but at the same time, it's going to change. It's just like how Kickstarter, when it first started, there was a lot of attention to Kickstarter, all the crowds just mobbed in. But after a while, when some certain projects didn't deliver, and some projects did, the kind of interest kind of mellowed out to a more manageable level. And that's where I see this whole industry going, the whole ICO space, the whole crypto space in general going in the future. Now, is that good or bad? That's up to you. But there is one really good aspect that I do see in this space is that the infrastructure to support cryptocurrencies has been increasing a lot. And something that we don't even notice. I was talking to a lot of people who have been around since 2012 and just remembering those times when there wasn't a good wallet. Like the fact is that we're so used to having hardware wallets and even very nice, clean interface, mobile wallets. Pull out your phone and suddenly can start sending cryptocurrencies to each other. And this was the case back in the day. And what we're noticing now is with recent developments, for example, Binance purchased Trust Wallet. I personally love Engine Wallet, can add a lot of coins there. There is also infrastructure for safekeeping funds, and also the fact that we have the upcoming ETF, the talk about the ETF, and already the CBOE trading the futures for cryptocurrencies. This kind of infrastructure wasn't back around in the day. So that's what we have to be grateful for, that this technology is being pushed forward, and that even in this kind of quite a bearish market, that advancements are being made, and these advancements are necessary to move us forward. So those are my opinions going forward. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Leave a comment down below, and if there's any conferences or events you want me to check out and show you guys what's happening, leave a comment down there below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Remember to click the subscribe button to subscribe to this channel, and the like button down below if you like these insights going forward. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.